Hari Om. What exactly we mean by the right understanding regarding the practice of Maha Yoga? Understanding basically means having the right experience of something, which gives us the insight, which is called as the true understanding, the ultimate understanding. The insight gained by the actual experience of something is called understanding that particular thing. So that way, what we can call as the right understanding with reference to the practice of Maha Yoga is basically to attend, to keep our attention, or to look into the source of the I thought or the mind, which is the pure I. To have our inner vision, or to keep our attention on the pure I, the I am, or the presence of Bhagavan, is what is called as the essential understanding in the practice of Maha Yoga. So, essentially it means looking within. Looking at what? Looking at the awareness of the I am, the pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. How can we look at something which is not an object? Here, what we are looking for is not an object, and what is looking also is not an object. In the sense that what is actually looking here? Who is paying attention to the I am? The mind which is devoid of thoughts, which is without thoughts, and which is inward turned, antarmukam manas, the inward turned mind which is devoid of thoughts is what is looking within. And when we become inward turned, devoid of thoughts, with our focus or attention drawn inwards, then naturally what happens is that our mind or the I thought will subside into the source, and we naturally become aware of the pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. The moment we effect subsidence of the I thought or the mind in the pure I, then what actually happens is that the awareness of the pure I naturally shines or reveals by itself, thereby attracting our attention, which is inward turned, so that our attention is rooted on that pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. This keeping our attention effortlessly on the pure I or the presence of Bhagavan is what is the ultimate understanding in the practice of Maha Yoga. நான் உதியாது உள்ள நிலை, நாம் அதுவாய் உள்ள நிலை. The state in which the I thought does not arise is a state in which we remain as the pure I, we remain merged in the pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. This presence of Bhagavan or the pure I is there always with us, here and now, in this very moment, in the middle of all the worldly activities, wherever we may be, in whatever situation, it is always there with us. We just have to remain quiet. We have to be in peace, whatever may be the external situations. The state of being in peace and being quiet is extremely important for every one of us, so that our mind can subside back into the source of pure I. The moment we lose our peace due to whatever reasons, and if our minds get agitated, then it will become difficult for us to be aware or to remain in the presence of God. So the presence of Bhagavan is always there with us as long as we don't lose the peace of mind and being quiet, the quality of being quiet. The presence of Bhagavan is there always, but the fact is that when our minds are not in peace and the mind starts moving towards worldly objects, then it casts a veil. It hides us the true vision of being in the presence of Bhagavan. But it is always there, but we cannot access that. We will not be able to see the truth when we move away from the state of peace. So being in peace and being quiet are both very important for every one of us, so that we shall remain merged in the pure, the presence of Bhagavan, as much possible by not letting our mind focus on the worldly objects, the Vishayas. Rather, let us subside the I thought back into its source of pure or the presence of Bhagavan, so that the I thought will get drowned in that presence. And naturally we become aware of the pure eye. Because the pure eye shines by itself. It is always aware. It is always self-aware. Because there is nothing apart from the pure eye. The pure eye or the presence of Bhagavan is infinite, eternal. It is everywhere. It is beyond space and like space. So what is like space and beyond space? We can imagine it is infinite existence. So let us be in this presence of Bhagavan all the time. By being in the presence of Bhagavan all the time. Being in the presence of Bhagavan is the solution for us to remain in the presence of Bhagavan all the time. When our mind is not on any of the worldly objects, then naturally it will turn back within. Because the I thought cannot remain by itself for a longer period. It has to go that way towards the worldly objects or this way towards the pure. When we stop the way for the I thought to hold the worldly objects, then it will turn back towards itself and then merge into its source of pure, the presence of Bhagavan. So, by constantly stopping the I thought from holding the worldly objects or the Vishayas or the thoughts, the I thought subside back into the pure, the presence of Bhagavan, thereby attracting our attention. So, the I thought will remain merged in the pure, the presence of Bhagavan. So, by this way, with the right understanding, being in the presence of Bhagavan is what is called as ultimate understanding in the practice of Maha Yoga. So let us remain in the presence of Bhagavan all the time, which is the means and the goal of the practice of Maha Yoga, so that the I thought in due course of time with the practice will gradually dissolve itself into this pure I. Thereby we shall remain as pure I, being in the state of Svajasthiti. Chittiranai Nishalamai Nirkamurti Vikunta Manaseti Vaikunta. This is the state of being in Vaikunta, to remain without thoughts but inward turned and subside back into the state of pure I, the state of being. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Shiva Shiva.